This'll have to do for now. Pause you, close you out. So, all right. So this right here is what we were listening to during. Actually, let me test one more thing. Sorry. Because I like to monitor myself when I can. Let's see if it makes any phasey problems. I like to go in and test things whenever I play them. And I talk because it helps me to test these things out. So yeah, there's that. So I can hear myself in the microphone. Okay. All right. So we're really not getting too bad of phasing issues with my monitor on, so I think we'll probably keep that on. I like it. All right, so this right here, what we were doing is something that I made earlier, and I really, really enjoy this little piece of music here. I actually enjoyed making it a lot, and I figured because of that, I would like to share with you how it was that I did that. So we're gonna go ahead, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna pause this, and we're going to open up a new instance. Actually, we'll keep the same keys, but then we're gonna go up to a new pattern here. In the new pattern, what we're gonna do is we are going to create our chord melody there. And that's something that's kind of cool that you can do. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, and so that's something kind of cool that we can do. Going to keep my stream open on this, but I'm going to keep it on mute. All right, sorry. All right, so that's something kind of cool that we can do in the piano roll is just to create like a piano piece. And I really like to do this as a basis for maybe a song that I'll sort of begin to build on. And so the first thing that we can do is kind of choose a key. We can start this off in C, and then we can pitch it up or pitch it down. So I'll start off in C, and then we'll see if we like this in another key or not. But we're going to go ahead, and we're going to start this. We're going to start it. And what we're going for here is we're going for an emotional sort of like nostalgic, like get you in the feels sort of chord progression. And for that, I kind of have this made up rule in my head that I like to follow. And that is to start on a minor chord and to end on a major chord. So for instance, the one that we just got done with is this one right here. And this one, we're starting on A minor. We're going to F major. Then we're going to go to C and then to G. So for us, that chord progression is something like this. We've got A minor, dun, 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 and then I said F, dun, da, 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 and then we're going to go to C, da, 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 and then we're going to go to G, da, 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 da. So again, A minor, F, and then after that C, and then we're going to go to G after that. So that is, we start on this A here, then we go to F major, again C, and then we're ending on G major. So A minor, F major, C major, G major. And then I created another one here that I did, and this one was A minor as well. Then it was like this wonky E major chord, F major, and then C major. So again, we have that. This E major chord is a really, really creepy. I really like this one, but we're going to go new, completely from scratch. So let's start A minor again, and then like I said, we can pitch this up later if we want to. So I like to start with just a triad. We're gonna figure out what we want our chords to be. So we're just gonna go simple triad here, A minor, and then I like to kind of get a feel for what the BPM is gonna be, so turn the metronome on. Maybe we'll do something a little faster. And we'll do one chord for every 4 beats, and since we're gonna do that, we're gonna go to 90. So A minor, and then we can do let's do an E major chord after that. It's kind of following what I was doing earlier. F major. And then A is our third there. So maybe we'll just do that down here. Because I said we were just going to do triads. F major. And then we can maybe end on C major. See how these triads sound together. So we're already kind of feeling this is kind of a groove here. So something cool to do to kind of space out the voicings of the chords, you've probably heard this on at a lot of different places, is to take up the 3rd degree an octave. And we can do that here. And then I actually kind of want to take this whole F chord up an octave. And I think I kind of know what we're going to do with this. We're going to bring Command Z. Command Z is one of the best things. It's undo what you just did. We use that a lot. And then for the C chord, we're going to take the 3rd degree up another octave here. And now we can see we have something a little different. Nice. Yeah, I'm liking that so far. Okay. So then, with this, what we can do is, I actually feel like we could take this down an entire octave and it would sound pretty good. Okay. So now that we have our triads and the voicings are a little bit more spaced out, what I like to do here is I like to add some notes in the middle. I like to add 7ths and 9ths, mostly. And what that is if you know your major scale, you know the 7th degree is just the 7th note of that scale. So we have in a major scale we have 7 unique notes and 8 to an octave. So we add the very last note and then the 2nd note in the scale as well is what the 9th is. But we'll do that here. We'll see what sound good. Sometimes we add the 6th, sometimes we add the 7th. It just depends. We'll see what sounds good and what goes with, what harmonies really go with an accent, the movement of this chord progression. So for A, I already know I'm probably going to want to add G, and that already sounds good. So notice this. Regular A minor, and then we add the G in there. Just already sounds a bit better. I really like to also add a B in there. Maybe we can add the B in the melody. Starting to sound kind of jazzy now, isn't it? And that's why I like doing that. So, and then for E, we can add maybe like F is usually pretty good with this chord, although it sounds really ugly. I like to have it in there for just a brief moment, if nothing else. And we can do that da, 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 maybe later on. But for E, we can also add in D. Okay, so we got D in there. That's sounding pretty good for now. Maybe we'll mess with the F up in the higher register for now. And what note would go good with that? Well, I think E would go really nicely with that. Add a D on this guy. Let's see what that would sound like. But maybe we want to do that the octave up. And so look at just visually right now these chords. We've got a big wide A minor chord shrinking down into this nasty E chord. And then we have this E chord kind of lifting itself up into the F. Open, nice wide A minor chord. Then we have the shrinking of this E major chord, which is sounding kind of nasty. And then we have this step up. So it's like resolving itself with this F chord. And then we have that F chord opening back up for this ending resolution here. And then we start back again. So that's our chord progression. Let's now, we might add some more notes later, but what I like to do is I kind of like to, maybe we'll add some bass notes in here. Yeah, some bass. And we can add a fifth in there. Which it sounds really muddy, so maybe we won't do that. And then E, maybe we'll just do the octave bass. Okay, and then from here, what we'll do is we'll kind of just, we'll make it a little bit more rhythmic by having each note enter at a very specific point. So we can have the root note come in right away, and then we can have the octave maybe come in a little later, like maybe excuse me. Jeez. Okay, we can have the octave come in a little bit later. And yeah, we can have some of these other notes come in a bit later as well. So maybe we have, but we want to have harmonies to just start right out of the gate. So maybe we'll leave C and then we'll have G and E come in later. Drag this B back a little bit with G. That would make a good octave third. And I think actually it would be kind of cool to start this out on C, the melody to start on C. And right now what I do is I have this part here going, and I just kind of and I like to kind of just follow what my ears are telling me would sound good. So C, B. That rhythm sounds really cool, and then I'm hearing another note after that. da 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 da. Da, 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 da. And then that's kind of what my ears are telling me. So let's try to find that. Da, 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 da. It's gonna be da below G. Da. I kind of like that laggy sort of swingy rhythm there. So sometimes I didn't really nail what was in my head, but it's kind of like Bob Ross says, there's no accidents. There's no mistakes, only happy accidents. So maybe we'll keep that. I really like it. And sometimes what I'll do with the melody is I will harmonize some parts of it. People will call like the harmony to a melody the counter melody. And I think that might be good to try to do, but let's just get a basic melody going first and kind of have some of these notes coming. And since we're starting on a C, we can have this C come in later. Maybe we have it come in here. But, you know, there's some space here, right? There's a lot of space in between this B and this G, so maybe we have it come in there. Nope, not feeling that. Maybe we align with this G. Yep, that's it. Align it with that G and that sounds nice. And then we're on this E chord. That's what I'm hearing. And then the same thing we did with these notes we're going to do here. We're going to have the root note come in first so that we have context. Like, hey, this is going to be an E chord. And then we'll have the octave play later with the fifth, I think might be kind of cool. Maybe the fifth comes in a little bit later, so. Two E's play here. back actually. Da, da, da. Maybe we'll have it go like so. Kind of be on the beat to really just kind of accent the rhythm. And I think I'm changing my mind about what we want to do here. We may want to make this an E major chord at the end. So, and again, I'll kind of share with you what we're going to be doing here. So kind of call the audible there by switching, you know, we had 2 beats on C and then we had 2 beats on G again. That fifth, that major fifth, which is what we have here at the end, which is E major, is a great way to kind of pull back to the 1. And so if you notice here too, what we have is CBA, which is the alphabet backwards, ABC, CBA. And so this is a great walk back down to our root. It's kind of returning us to A minor. And here maybe is where we can do our F in the melody. So that F kind of sounds a little gnarly, but what that does is that gives us with this D, G sharp, and E, that gives us an E flat, an E7 flat 9 chord. And that just sounds so ugly and dissonant. When we get back to A minor, it's just like, okay, we're resolved. It's all good. So now we kind of skipped ahead by making the melody there. But what we now want to do is continue to offset some of these notes for rhythmic purposes. And and we can sort of make an arpeggio with the chords, because here's what I like to think of when I'm doing stuff like this, when I'm adding notes and figuring out which notes to make. First, I think of what notes are in the chord that I'm playing. Then I think what notes are in the pentatonic scale, because those usually sound really, really, really good. And then after that, if I'm still not looking what I found, if I'm still not finding what I was looking for, then I'll think to myself, okay, what notes are in the major scale, which is just 2 extra notes from the pentatonic. So from there, we can do process of elimination. But here, what I'm thinking is we can do a G maybe here. From here we go like this, and this leads us up into our G sharp. And maybe we kind of pull the same shenanigans with this chord, where we go up to the 5th. For us, we're starting on the 5th because this is an E over B chord. So what we're doing here is we're going 5th to the 1st. And then we can do another note here. I'm thinking maybe G sharp, but we've already got G sharp up here. So maybe what we do is we actually use these notes as that. Doesn't sound that great, so we'll pull G sharp back. This note there. Dun, dun. And then this is going to take us back to, what's that note? That's taking us back to this A as well. And so I'm going to get rid of the metronome now, since we have the rhythm sort of this. We have really the feel of the rhythm already with what it's going to sound like. So let's pull this D back here, because I feel like that's where it belongs. And we're going to harmonize that with this. And it's going to sound super saucy. Got to do that with this chord. Keep the root. Octave's going to come in 1 beat later. Well, we were doing a half a beat, weren't we? We're going to do the 5th there. We're going to harmonize that with So far pretty good, I think. Um, what we need to do now is to maybe expand on this whole entire idea. So what I like to do there is I like to just create slight variations. And to create those slight variations, what we do is we just do a classic trick here of anything ever in computer, and we just copy and paste that over. So now we have the same exact loop twice in a row. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to tweak. We're going to have sort of like a call and response to the melody that we just created. So we're just going to tweak a little bit of the melody here and there. So it's like the next time we go through this, it's like, oh, that part was different. That's kind of cool. And from there, we won't have this boring just like repetitive thing all over again. So what I like to do is I like to kind of listen to that from the beginning, and then once I get to the second or the B part of the melody, then I'll be thinking to myself, okay, where's my ear wanting to take me for the variations on the second one? So let's do that right now. So already I'm thinking we start on a different note when we come back to the next A minor. So it's not like a super like resolved like root A minor, like A, E, and C. There's something off about it. Like maybe it's a suspended sort of deal where we have, instead of E, maybe we do D. So let's try some of that out. And if you have any suggestions, by the way, just type them into the comments and I would love to try out some of the notes you might think sound good in this little beautiful piano thing that we're making here. So, but let's try the sus thing that I was just talking about. So we're coming here. So let's try D up here instead now. So we're gonna go up with that. Oop, 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 oop. We don't want to take the whole thing up. We just want to take this note up to D. And let's see how this sounds, and if this takes our ear anywhere. Yeah, I like that. But I'm not liking where the next note is going though. Kind of sounds good, but let's try A. Not into that either. Maybe we just walk this guy down. There we go. Maybe we hit B there with the G. That might sound good. Okay, that's starting to sound like something. Oh, it's G again. You know, I want another note to be coming in up here with this chord. And so maybe we do a D natural. Let's do E here, because look at this guy. Look at this F and this D want to resolve each other into this one is what it looks like. Well, let's see how it sounds though. Might sound like dog water, but you never know. And there you can't even really notice it, and maybe that's kind of the goal. Yeah, kind of a little bit. I think I like that one. Okay, it's starting to sound like something. Thanks, Jessica Larson. I appreciate that. See, this note isn't super lined up there, so we'll line that up because I can tell. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. So we changed that G sharp to G natural, and what that gave us was just regular E minor. And so maybe we do have the chord variation for this because we have E major at the end anyways. So let's just roll with it. I don't know. What do you think? We definitely can't have those two G's in a row anymore because we had G sharp and then we had G, which was kind of bringing that up. And now it just sounds kind of static. So let's just try moving it and see up to A and see what it sounds like then. Maybe we'll keep going up with that because we just had a down here and we'll go up. Oh, I like that actually. Da-da-da-da. Let's hear what the whole thing sounds like in context. That way we can kind of get a better idea for what will be different about the first versus the second portion of this. Here, I'm thinking we go up the octave instead of coming down to this E. And we still harmonize it. Kind of going where my ears are taking me. Follow your ears wherever they steer. And maybe down here we can harmonize that rhythm and change up the rhythm. So D, A, B, and G would go good with D. That's starting to sound kind of nice. I don't like the wideness of this interval though, so maybe we pull it up to A as well and have it walk down. Let's have this be B, actually. No, we can't have it be B. Just kidding, A was great. And we go to G with this instead. And this chord was supposed to be C major, so what if instead we went back to B and we did E, I guess? And then from there, I don't want to do this F anymore because we're getting ready to go into this E major chord, so we need to build a little bit of tension. So maybe we do A. And so maybe that can kind of be our little piano thing there. Although I do really think that we could harmonize some of these top parts a little bit more, especially in the first portion of our riff here, or our chord melody. Let's play from the beginning and see how it sounds like. So prolong this, prolong this. That's what would go good there. Thinking we just keep it a little bit more simple. All right. I think this works well. The next thing that we probably would want to do with this to make it sound a little bit even more human is to just randomize the velocity of the notes. Not a whole bunch, just enough to make it sound real. So how we would randomize the velocity is that we could randomize the pattern, but that randomizes literally every note that we've done. I've still not found a use for that, but we want to randomize the levels, and as you can see, it's kind of already started to do that for us. We can make it more intense if we want to. And so that's why we don't want to do it too much, is sometimes some of the notes that you want to be louder, such as the melody, will be quieter, or louder, and the bass notes will be kind of louder sometimes. So just a little bit to add some humanization. And then when we accept this, we can kind of go through and manually, if we listen to this back, we can go through and manually sort of make some of these notes louder if we need to make them louder. But, you know, let's just see how it sounds right now with just the randomization that we've done so far on the velocity. That's pretty cool. I like it so far. The only thing that I'm not super impressed with is in this area right here, the velocity of these little, like this little walk up and then down and then up. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe we want it to go up like that. So we'll just try to do that real quick. This one is fine, I think. This one, fine as well. That one's a little low. That up. This one we want to be louder than what we just did. Perfect. And then when we get here, we want that one to be kind of a little bit more dramatic, so we'll turn that up. This harmony here can be kind of a little softer because it's not the main melody. Better, right? The notes that we stop to rest on for a while, basically notes that aren't passing tones, we want those to kind of ring out a little bit more. So we have this E being not really a passing tone, because if you notice, we're kind of hanging out on that. We're actually playing it multiple times. So we'll turn those two up, and then it starts to become a walk here. This one's okay to be soft-ish. And then this one should be a little bit louder than that, and then we're resting on A again, so we want that to be kind of a little louder here. And then if you hear, we have some of those notes that are a bit louder, it's that we don't want to be louder. So I think it's D here. Yeah. So we'll turn D down a little bit. B as well, I think. Yeah. Even more so, I think, than that. Those guys can actually be kind of soft, I think, because they're kind of mid harmonies. Up just a bit more with that D. Prolong this E a bit more. There's something going on here that is not super desirable. That note there. That guy, he's a little too loud. Let's turn him down a bit. There we go. Maybe up just a tad. Prolong this E as well here. We want that to be louder. I actually kind of have an idea for this part. I kind of want to put D in here. Cool. That's kind of gives it this little like this sussy dissonance. But then we want this note to be a little louder because we don't want that sussy D to overshadow our melody. Okay, now we have something good going, I think. Let's listen to the whole thing together and see how it sounds, you know, of course, just the arrangement, but then also kind of that randomized velocity that we added to. So here we go. You know what we got to do for this? I'm going to turn you up in OBS so we can kind of hear this a little bit better. Hopefully that's better for you guys. Let's start that from the top. Back here that aren't really aligned that I think sometimes it's cool not to have the notes aligned, right? Just to kind of give it that more human vibe, but I'm sensing something here that just isn't quite on. It's the C. I want this guy to be loud because that's the melody note. Turn him down because it's harmony. Okay. Cool. Okay, now let's do this. Let's go to the playlist here. So we've got that guy here. And we're going to, let's make this an audio track. So let's go ahead and let's quick render as audio clip. And I rendered it with with reverb on there. That's all right. So let's go ahead and take this in. Let's turn it to song. I see what's going on there. The song, I also have this pattern in there. And we're going to normalize this so that the waveform comes up and it's just all that it can be. Ooh, hopefully that didn't blast y'all's ears out in OBS. Let's see. It's a little loud for you guys. I'll turn it down a bit. That should be a bit better. Okay, so now with this, what we can do is we can kind of like pitch it down and pitch it up. There's a couple different ways to do that. We can go up here, we can go up like this. And if we want to do it like that, I actually don't really like doing it because there's more steps like that. But what I like to do is let's take pattern number 2, the audio here in the playlist, and let's assign it to mixture number 1. And then actually let's do number 2 because I already have a lot of effects running through there. And then what we can do is we can actually go to the pitcher. Where are you? There you are. We can go to pitcher here. Oh, no, that's not what we wanted. We want pitch shifter. There he is. Okay. And so we can shift the pitch of this audio. And really what we could do is we could just shift pitch until it starts to sound good. And it's just not sounding good at all. So let's get rid of that. Delete. And we'll go the first route we were going to go. And that is to... We can shift the pitch up like that, and we can do just like 1/2 step if we want to. But what we want to do probably is to put it in stretch so that whatever we do here, whatever we do here, it's not... So if you noticed before when I had it on just regular, just like resampler or whatever, the chime, it was shrinking. So if I put stretch, then what happens is it stretches this to be, you know, on the same tempo that we just had it on. So let's do that. Kind of like it a little lower. All right, so, man, well, I was thinking about making a little beat. Doesn't look like there's anyone to make a beat for. Let's just do it. All right, so here's something we can do. Let's close this up here. But yeah, essentially that's how you make your own. You would make a piano melody. Hopefully that was helpful to somebody. So another really cool thing that we can do there's some really low boomy frequencies, so we can take those out. I'm already mixing. So, and what I really would like to do with this is to open this in a SliceX channel, and let's see if we can do that now. Actually, let me do this. We're gonna go and we're gonna add SliceX just as an instrument here. Where are you? You're not in my favorites? That's weird. SliceX, and SliceX is really super cool. I would love to just quickly show you what this guy can really do. So if we, let's see if we can even, I think we probably would have to save this. So let's save it. And yeah, we'll save this. And what should we look it up here? Pattern 2, Part 1. And so here's our sample we saved. Let's go ahead and decide to open that in a SliceX channel here. So now we got all of these chops here. And what we can do is I've got my amazing Akai Fire here. It's super, super cool. What I'm going to do with the Akai Fire, though, is I am going to put this in SliceX mode. And from there, what we can do is we can literally just play some of these sample chops or arrange them in the piano roll as we see fit. But first, what I like to do is I kind of like to go through and minimize on all of the marks. And I like to kind of just be minimal about the marks because it gives you more to work with. I think less is more, like they say. And so here we've got something new. So we got, and then here we don't, like, I like to look at the waveforms and see, okay, where do we have something new coming in? Maybe we could add one here. So we can go boom, and then I believe add marker is right up here. Boom. Oh, it looks like we could just do that with M. And we'll just call you that one. We can move them around as well. So that's something there. Here we have two like right back to back, so let's just get rid of that. And then here, let's see. Let's get rid of this one. And then we have just that part. And then let's see if it makes sense to keep these next ones. And then what about these ones? These ones are like super close to even make any sense to keep. Same with this. Oh yeah. Super lush ones with the C major there at the end. So we can definitely use some of this stuff to kind of make a beat. Why not? Let's just make a beat real quickly with this, just to see what we can do with it. All right, so I'm thinking we start off with just the sample for the beat. And we have that in there. But let's drag what we had and let's bring it back to normal because that's what was sliced for some reason. I think it's because we saved it with that. All right, we're gonna come in with that slice, but let's go ahead and add to this a filter. And let's just do basic filter. I like a lot of the basic plugins because it's just the essentials. It's just what you need. I know how to work cutoff, resonance, low pass, band pass, high pass, but some of this other stuff just has way too many options. So we can work with the cutoff frequency here. bring it in. As things get kind of going, and then we can kind of make a cool SliceX remix version of this. But yeah, I don't know though. Let's do it. Let's just automate the cutoff frequency. Go up there. And for this, I'm thinking here's where we can have our SliceX come. Dun, 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 dun. And then we go into maybe something. So let's try to find that here in our SliceX. Piano roll. Let's go to pattern. It's not wanting to work for us, is it? All right. Piano roll on you. There we go. That's what we want. Okay, so we do here, so we'll just go 1 and 2 and boom. Don't worry, that won't be the final sound of that. We'll add some automation to kind of make it sound cool. And then we'll definitely make sure that it aligns with the tempo and rhythm of this song. So that's going to be pretty important. And then let's drag this automation back here so that we get the full sound before we get into these like harsh chords. Okay, I think we've got some things started here. Let's get a beat going. Let's get some drum sounds in here. Let's I'm thinking kind of a lo-fi vibe with this. So for that, I have my Eternity. Cymatics made a pretty decent lo-fi kit. So for that, we'll be using this guy here. Oh, you don't want to. All right. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna go back, and we are going to just go to that file from here. One shots, drum one shots. We need a kick. We need our 3 main important things that we can add on to later, but what we really want is a kick, a snare, and a hat. I like that one. It's got a little bit of high end to it. Snare. hat as well, and I'm not talking baseball cap. I'm talking about a hi-hat. So let's do, we want closed, and that's going to be, here we go. These are our three mains right here. I like to kind of play the beat in sometimes, and maybe we'll do that here, because I just feel like, I mean, I don't know if you know about Jacob Collier, but I feel like Jacob Collier always says to never quantize your beats because it takes the humanity away from them. So there's that whole idea. But we can, I really like to kind of like get off and swingy with the beat. And we will do just that. So let's have our pattern be to line. And then we'll kind of just start here with the beat to the metronome. We're going to go to out of browser. We're going to go to drum mode. We're going to go to, oops. We're going to go to omni-channel, and we've got, nope. Okay, let's try it out. Loop record, activated. And let's actually not do that yet. We want to pull this pattern out so that it is, let's do like an 8-bar type of dealio here. Let's do it. That really threw me off there because so pattern number 5. We're gonna, let's, used to be able to just kind of cut here. I guess we'll cut boom and boom, we'll cut. That's weird. Not super in love with that. Let's try again. Come on. that we'll have to suffice. Let's do Command Z. On this pattern, I would like to cut everything out. Maybe we can go to the piano roll and just do cut. No, that won't work. So, but yeah, let's cut all this out. We're actually just gonna delete that. Boom. We got to go back in here, and I'm gonna try that again. Some of that was usable, but all in all, I think we're gonna give it one last go. Okay. I think that might work. Let's listen to it with the metronome off and not recording anymore. Not my best finger drumming work, but I think we can fix some of this. You know what? We're going to sin a little bit here. We're going to do something very bad. And it is only because I did not do that well with the finger drumming, and I want to just get done with this beat a little more quickly here. And that sin that we are going to do is to just quantize this, and actually we're going to sin even harder than that. And we are going to quick quantize. And that probably is going to make this sound even worse. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like that at all. I don't really think the issue is with the kicks. I think the issue is probably with the hi-hats and maybe the snares a little bit. So let's go fix that super fast. That was cool. That was a little late there. And the hats. Snares are kind of on, actually, so let's go to the hats here. they're not on, but they're on enough to be swingy, I guess. Something like that. Yeah, let's see what this guy's about here. Ooh, man. All right. Let's make a little slice X jam here, and we're gonna put a new pattern here. Boom. Let's see how this is gonna sound together. Go to the piano roll here. Switch to pattern. These to stick to the line that I put them on. I like some of these C major ones that we were doing. All right, let's, you know what we're gonna do? We are going to, let's hit pause on this. And we'll come back here in a little bit, maybe later on tonight, and we'll finish this guy up to see what we can do with some of this stuff. So if you're watching, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.